everybody. Welcome to Brad and James, the live, fun, interactive conversation about
almost anything.
Almost anything. So glad to have y'all here with us on a pretty cool Monday night. It's going to rain. Is it raining out there right now?
It has sprinkled all day. It looks like it's threatened, but it has not. It's not actually opened up yet.
It's been a nice weekend.
It was a great weekend.
Man, I got to tell you, not that I'm not trying to rub this in or anything.
No, not at all.
But we did go to the beach this past week, and the weather was phenomenal.
Yes,
it was not so blazing hot that you felt like you were gonna die. You know, when you stepped out of the room or whatever. It was actually really, really pleasant. In the morning times, it was super cool. One morning, it was like really cold.
Okay.
I mean, like it was kind of overcast and the wind was blowing because I think Wednesday evening, early Thursday morning, some kind of little front came through. And it was like cold Thursday morning, like needed a jacket.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, clouds broke and the rest of the weekend was just glorious. Like 80 degrees, little breeze blowing. It was spectacular.
Yeah.
I love the beach.
Yeah, good. Did you go kayaking or?
You know, I didn't go kayaking. This trip just took the bikes. We did do some biking along the way. So, it was great weather for that too. So that worked out well. Glad to be back. Not really. That's a lie, isn't it?
Okay.
I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here with you guys, but I could.
You could have stayed another week on vacation. Yeah,
exactly.
Always that way. Yeah. Vacation from your vacation.
And you're gonna be proud of me. I tried several new food items this past weekend. One in particular is really
grapes, bananas, and what?
Grapes, bananas, and strawberries, and all kinds of stuff. Not really. I did have some strawberry. I'm not a big berry.
Oh.
You like the fruits, like the berries, the strawberries, the blackberries, the blueberries.
I like blackberry. I'm not a blueberry fan.
They hit. Sometimes they because Ashley made me try some of those this weekend.
I'm not a blueberry fan, but I'm good. Most of them I'm pretty good with.
Well, the one thing I tried, and I was like, I'm gonna have to tell James about this. He'll be utmost proud of me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you know oysters, right?
Yes.
Come in various forms. You can get them in various forms. Raw.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Charbroiled.
Charbroiled.
Okay. So you tried the charbroiled oysters.
They were pretty good.
They usually are.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Those of us that actually eat.
There you go. Yeah.
Have known that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you tried it.
So Ashley,
how many did you try?
I think. Well, my wife, bless her. You don't. If she wants you to try something, she graciously gives you the amount she wants you to have.
So how many?
After that, don't ask for any more because she'll beat you up.
Yeah.
But it was just one. But I mean, that was like she made me try a raw one once before, raw oyster, and I was like, And so when we were there, and she's like, "Try this," and I'm like, "I don't know. We've been down this road before. It did not end well."
Char-grilled.
Delicious.
It is.
Great flavor.
Yeah, they are.
So, there you go.
Listen.
Hey, there it is right there. Progress in
Brad
the making.
Tried char-grilled oysters.
God's not finished with
and
me
the people
yet.
Rejoice.
Amen.
Yes, there we go. Well, good. Awesome. Well, good. Well, nice. Well, sounds like it was a good trip.
We had a great time. Ate all the good food.
Good.
Man, I had red snapper, redfish, mahi-mahi, shrimp, scallops. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, we even had Thai food one night. We found a Thai restaurant.
Did you see the same number, or did you find the words and pick the same thing? Or
it wasn't the same number, but the wording looked super familiar.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think that's what I want, and it was delicious.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, it was great.
Welcome to it.
Had a good time.
I'm glad. Good.
So
my wife and I, we went to. We were in Pell City, Alabama.
Pell City.
Had a whole church say "Roll Tide" to me on Sunday. Loved that. Loved that.
That is. We could do without that.
They did. But good friends, Pastor David and Emily Weir, so they were awesome. But we, so in Birmingham, one of our favorite places we went to Saigon Noodle House. And
Saigon Noodle House? That sounds so official.
So good. Anyway, it was good. That's one of our places. So we got there, small little place, but it's so good.
You love the little small holes.
Well, we like the authentic. You know, we like the real places that people that live in that city would eat, rather than like the chains.
Right. Well, that's kind of what the reason why we actually ended up at the Thai food restaurant there. we were going to go to this really popular seafood place right on the beach. You know, they got the open windows. You can literally stick your hand in the sand if you wanted to. And we got there, and they were like, "Yeah, we're looking at an hour 45 minute wait." And Ashley's like, "I can't wait this long to eat food." And I knew what that meant. I was like, for my own safety, I was like, we need an alternate plan. So she started looking it up, and she called the Thai food place and said, "About how long is your wait?" She's like, "Oh, no one here right now." And we were like, let's go. So it was a win. So.
Well, good. Good. Well,
Saigon Noodle House.
Saigon Noodle House was good. So it was awesome.
Noodle House.
We liked that. So anyway, that was good. That was that one. So yeah, it was a good weekend all around.
Good weekend.
Matt, how was your weekend? What'd you end up doing?
Staying home, essentially. Working like Saturday and then just lazing around Sunday.
Okay. All right.
Matt, you got some rather big things coming up rather soon for you.
Graduation.
Graduating high school.
Graduation Saturday. The practice is Thursday and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah. So Matt, look at him. Matt,
congratulations
Matt
to you and all
is getting old.
Well, you know, so are we. I was like, hey, I remember graduation
in there. I mean, he
19 years ago.
So this is good because he's like one of the OG students.
Yeah.
Like Evagame, like OG. Like the one of the originals. I mean, this is.
I remember the room on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
There you go.
Man. I mean, he just.
And now you're graduating.
He's a big old grown man. A grown man with more facial than I've ever had. Like,
that's true. I envy that as well.
Yeah, he's just, he's a grown man. So.
I know he's got it going on.
We're proud of you, though. We are. Hey, Matt is he's an awesome young man. So we're excited for him as he graduates.
Absolutely.
Looking for great things for him as he pursues his future. Have we decided who? Are we still in the process of deciding? Do I need to call somebody, tell them make a better offer? What do we need to do?
Well, I'm pretty dead set on Carrie. I just have to graduation practice Thursday. We're gonna sign a list. All the seniors are gonna sign a list, and the teacher's going to. No, our counselor is going to send the schools that we put down.
Okay.
So I just have to get my transcript sent to Carrie through that.
Okay.
I have to call up to Jones and see about the dual enrollment,
language,
all that, and that should essentially be it. Maybe some FAFSA and other government stuff later, but that's...
Take advantage.
Are you going to be able to get into the pre-pharmacy program? Or?
Yeah, I should be.
Very good.
Good job, Matt. That's
Very
awesome.
good.
That's awesome. So cool. Well, that's awesome.
Yep.
Well, we had several topics. There's all kind of stuff to talk about. So it's been it's always an event for week, I guess, in the world. I guess but it's a lot going.
Yeah, it always, and why does it seem like it's more eventful? Is it just me, or since COVID made its grand appearance here on the scene, there's been more stuff?
I don't know, there's more. It's just
really not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Probably just a lot, but it's definitely we're all heightened about it. So
we're ultra heightened to any little
for sure. It's a
change.
It's a lot right now,
and the media loves new stuff.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what they do.
Because they can take it, and they can run with it.
What's news?
And they can either twist it or not. Because sometimes they're good at that.
Yeah,
and sometimes they're not.
They want to. They got so ads, so that's what happens.
I know, but
good news doesn't seem to sell as many ads. So
that's true too. It really doesn't.
Yeah, so apparently that's how that goes. So that's why.
Remember the old saying, "No news is good news."
Yeah.
Not so much. They hate that.
That's not good news for them.
That's exactly right.
No news means no sales.
That's right.
We need sales. We need clicks.
No news is no revenue.
Right. We need clicks.
We need the clicks, and we need the stories.
Yeah.
One story that kind of affected us, not really, was this gas shortage thing.
Yeah.
Now, the Colonial Pipeline, that's the name of the pipeline that was hacked, right?
Right. I believe.
Now, we were traveling not really during that because it had happened, but we were on our way to the beach, a couple of days after the hacking event. but it affected us a little bit. I was trying to be cautious and take note of gas stations as we were traveling to kind of see what the situation was. But when we got down there, I did hear that there were super long lines and high prices for what I'm accustomed to here in
Mississippi,
in the free state of Jones, or the new state, or whichever way you it doesn't matter to me. But y'all didn't have any issues traveling or anything going through?
We did,
because I thought that area. I know I have some friends in North Georgia outside of Atlanta, and they were like, we can't find gas, period.
No, I guess we were in the sweet spot. It was that. In fact, there was Buc-ee's, and it was those new Buc-ee's they built like just outside, like right outside Birmingham on the 20.
Yeah.
And that thing was, it's
slam.
People love, Buc-ee. When isn't Buc-ee slammed?
I thought like
that too. What, 2 in the morning?
Yeah, probably then. I'd like to see it, but it's probably just as
they're
slam.
all. Hey, it was. We had zero problem getting gas anywhere.
That's a blessing.
I don't really. Kind of like, am I oblivious? But it just seems like it's not been a problem. We found it,
that is good. We didn't have really any issues either. Like I said, there were a few stations that were out, and some that were just strictly had the super high premium, expensive stuff.
Probably not a bad thing to run a gallon through.
It's really not.
Run a tank through
it's really not.
Most of the engines
just
of our
go
cars
on
anyway.
And spend that extra money and get a nice flush through your system and be done with it.
Yeah.
That was. But you mentioned Buc-ee's. I have to go back to that because we went through a Buc-ee's as well on your way down there to Florida. They got one just past the Gulf Shores exit or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're amazing. They really are tremendous establishments. These Buc-ee's gas station little worlds.
Many cities.
And the ones that we probably, or you and myself, are probably small, but in comparison to like I think a couple in Texas where they originated are like humongous.
Really? Okay.
And I can't even imagine anything bigger than what I've already seen.
I know, I can't either, but apparently they. And I really can't remember. I know we went to one,
and we're getting one.
Who is
Mississippi?
Oh, well, we're big state.
I'm not Laurel. I'm sorry.
We can only get gloves.
Yeah, we're getting one. It's
sorry.
There's gonna be storms. Well, there be storms in Jackson, not here.
I'm sorry.
So where's it coming to?
Down on the coast somewhere. That
barely even counts. Doesn't it? Really? Honestly, it's on the coast. It kind of.
I mean, Mississippi's getting a Buc-ee's whilst other states are not. So there's that. I'm not saying it's
now. Which states don't have them? Because right now, does Louisiana have them?
I don't think so.
No, I don't
They're
think
pretty
so
limited.
Let's skip Louisiana,
Texas,
so they went to
Mississippi, Alabama, and
like Florida, Georgia.
Maybe in Florida, and maybe in Georgia.
Well, you just said you saw one in Florida.
Yeah, well, I think that's actually before you cross into Florida.
Oh, okay.
The little snippet of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Alabama. Anyways,
okay.
But we're getting one. So we'll take a field trip.
Where's it gonna be?
Again, I think on the coast somewhere, Biloxi, Gulfport, maybe. Okay. I don't know exactly where.
You got
in that
a lot
area,
of land to put one. So I'm kind of thinking where you gonna put one.
You do, but anyways, you can stock up on a lot of stuff at Buc-ee's.
You can. My wife likes those the snacks.
The beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
How'd you even know that's what he was talking about?
That's what you got to get when you go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, exactly.
I always get the pulled pork sandwich. It's good.
Yeah, people get the beaver nugget. That's what they're known for, is the beaver nugget. So she has to get those. So we didn't stop this time because we were on our way to Saigon Noodle House, but she would have if she could have this time. So it was but I kind of miss the gas. I'm not sure has it really affected people here. Right now I think gas is in at all the
It was
stations.
maybe for 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, I think the craze
especially
for a few people.
Especially too,
8 cents at Kroger for me.
8 cents at Kroger. Yeah.
8 cents.
Matt got his 8 cents at Kroger.
You really topped her off.
That's it. And remember, that's with a 3 cent discount. So you really got 11 cents worth.
You did good. You got it. You probably all you needed right there. But but another thing that was mentioned today, I think it could be earlier, was the Supreme Court hearing Mississippi abortion case is what I read. So
the
potential to what is that? Oh, not overturn, but
definitely. Yeah. Well, I guess it is the potential to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, it is overturn.
and I think we kind of knew that was coming with the Supreme Court appointments of President Trump, that we knew that the court is
potentially
decidedly conservative. So, there's been an issue they knew the was probably going to come up. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a big thing that apparently is on a lot of the major headlines and news stations right now, as I was
massive.
looking. So
it is.
a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Well, a lot of people are taking watch, probably.
Well, this was the one. This is what they're waiting on. Really what was going to be a conservative court. I mean, what was the conservative court issue? There was obviously going to be states' rights, but this is the one. This is the issue that people have been waiting on for decades.
Yeah.
For the Supreme Court
since
to really
about 1970. Or whenever Roe v. Wade was.
So you have that, and then you have a court that really could overturn it. I mean, you haven't probably had that. Even when the courts were more conservative, they didn't want to set precedent, but it seems like this court could be. So it's so people really they're watching. It's big. It's definitely big news. It's definitely big news.
And on a little more locally level here in Mississippi, Initiative 65, would you say medical marijuana, or would you just say marijuana?
It was medical.
Medical marijuana. Yeah.
Was that overturned?
Was it overturned? No, it was.
It was like pulled back because something with like the way they presented it to be like voted or something like that.
Yeah,
some odd thing. That
I just know a lot of people were upset about it.
They should be. I think, in my opinion, they should be upset about it. It is something.
What is it? Is it like the lack of? I mean, we kind of voted, and now it's almost as if
I think that's a big deal. I think there's a big deal. I think it's a big deal when the people, you go through this process and the people have voted, and then a court basically overturns the basic will of people. Now, again, I think that's across the board, because I think where we have seen where the vote of the people, not just but like the vote of the people is not respected. I think that's a big deal, and it happens in Mississippi way more than it should.
I think that's where people are really feeling that most is like.
Well, it happened here locally. We had last big election, Ramona Blackledge, our former tax collector, was elected as our state representative.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't like the fact she was drawing like her PERS retirement and going to get paid for being a representative. So basically the speaker forced her out.
Yeah.
So now the vote of the people
you start questioning
overturned.
Twice.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like, so, and honestly, I've not done enough reading up on, so I'm not speaking from a place of being as informed as I would like. What I am troubled by is when the people have made a decision regarding this medical marijuana. We know our legislature were not in favor of this bill from day one, and that's why they put their own, and it almost seemed like did it to cause confusion. And when it failed, and
there wasn't going to
be like, it seems, again, I'm saying seems. It seems like because they couldn't get their hands on tax money from it, because that's the real issue. They had it set that it was going to go down one way or another. And so when our original tactic of like creating confusion amongst the people didn't work,
then we got to come up with something else.
And that's part I feel. That's why I'm just like, in my totally educated opinion.
Right, we're just highlighting.
I'm calling.
Topics
this
of
smells
discussion
funny.
right now.
I don't know, Matt. I mean,
it's not
any opinion on that at all, or?
I mean, they already voted on it, so I mean, even if they do like pull it back, they should do something. Be like, hey, we'll roll it out again or something like that at least.
I just think, but this is what we count on, and this is a tactic. And so, here's the thing you learn about like lawsuits. Number one, don't get involved in a lawsuit. Why is that? One person wins in lawsuit. Who's that?
Not me. Not you.
Who wins in lawsuits? The attorneys.
The attorneys.
Yeah.
Not the people. And law is strategy. Law is not necessarily about like defending truth. You basically maneuver, and you keep using legal maneuvers to essentially somebody financially hurt so bad
that they
can't continue.
That's all it is.
So then you've got the advantage, and you basically whittle them down to as much as you can get, and then you win. So it's never about being right. It's about like who has the most money. So again, this is a rich man's game.
Yeah, it is. We talked about this.
This is not about like right and wrong. It's like, so here you got this initiative, and so it's kind of like, so you're using the people's money to knock down the people's vote.
Doesn't seem.
I mean, it's pretty basic. Using the people's money to fight the people.
I don't like that.
No, we should.
My money.
There should be a lot more upset about this.
I'm losing enough as it is.
Not because the issue of marijuana, whether you stand on that or not, because some people really don't. And I mean, I don't know if
there's issues,
right?
Other issues is what it's not about.
And it's probably for me, like, it's taboo for a generation. The whole marijuana is taboo for a generation. I do think there is a lot of education, there's a lot of data out there about the actual real medical benefits of it. And so I think there's too much out there to ignore and like put it like totally into that it's only just a gateway drug category. I think you have to look. For some people it is, but also look, oxycodone was too, and that was, I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Joe, like whale, but that was
that's true.
Hey, look at the lives that destroyed.
Yeah, we still got opioid.
Listen, it's like,
that's a real, that's a very, it's growing tremendously.
It's true, but it was
problematic.
It's like, depending on who has access to it, then that makes it a thing.
Yeah, people are going to abuse what they want.
Yeah, well,
and they're going to find access to it.
In some, totally. So
if there's a benefit, like an actual, medicinal benefit.
There is a benefit, but I think this is a money grab because they did not. One, I think our legislature, I'm being generalized, but I think they didn't think that they were going to mobilize like they did because, it's still, again, a lot of our legislature, it's taboo. With a certain generation. With a younger generation,
really
it's not
the issue.
Yeah. But when they didn't plan on writing good legislation to pass, and this one did, it was like, oh no, because that alternative was not well done, in my opinion, as well. So I think it was meant to cause confusion, with the hopes that it would fail. It didn't, and then when it did, it was like, okay, so now, I mean, you got lawyers that basically played legal game. Now here it is, it's overturned, and now again, the thing that should concern people is that the will of the people is overturned again. And the people pay the bill.
Yeah, I mean,
I think, to me, again, I think this is very, very real where no matter what, I'm not happy with the results of every election, okay? However, it's hard when you're going, hey, that's the will of the people, that's the process we're in, and we deal with it, My opinion's not always one that's going to win or lose or whatever. When you look at now, specifically here, when it's this close to home, where it's like, look, the people of that district voted for their representative. They chose, and our legislature and that person's own party forced them out.
There's a lot of power.
I mean, that's a real deal. You force them out
in a lot of different ways, and so you see it. When it's this close, and you start thinking, if it happens this close,
To me, so I'm looking. Matt, you're 18 yet? Are you 18?
Yeah, I'm 18.
Matt's 18. Brad,
18, and I don't.
30s?
I am. 30s.
Okay, so I will be 50 in August.
Yes, you will.
I have never,
37.
with my eyes, I have never put my eyes on the president of the United States. Never actually seen one of them, like with my own eyes, like actually seen them.
Like in the flesh.
Have you?
I'm trying to think. I came close one time.
Again, have you actually your eyes? Well, okay. Matt, not
There's
yet.
a lot I
Okay.
haven't. There's a lot of things
I would ask how many people have actually put their eyes on the president. Okay, like actually seen them. Like, and even in their lifetime, we voted for. I'm trying to think how many I've been able to vote for. Goodness, I think first election I voted in
1930.
Yeah, right. I see who was. I think the first one I was voting in was probably Bush. Was it Bush?
Senior?
And maybe Bush Sr. Who did he go against?
That would have been after
he was vice president. That was Reagan. So that was
Reagan.
84. That may have been something like
84 Reagan Bush?
No, not 84. I'm just saying that was kind of in that part. So no, okay. I didn't get the chance to vote Reagan Bush. I do remember when President Reagan beat Jimmy Carter. I think I was in first or second grade. So it's kind of after that for a while. So, but even I'm just looking at, hey.
So you've had a few that's come and gone. You've never seen them.
I haven't seen them. My point is, Washington has always seemed so far away. When you start coming like right in our backyard, like right home, state and local government is where I've always felt like you have the most impact, because immediately you see it. You see the people that you're directly like, hey, you're affecting. When you have overturned, I mean, we aren't talking about like lieutenant governor. We're talking about a representative in a district that is drawn, that is local, and you effectively remove that person, not for a moral failure or misappropriation of campaign funds, but because you don't like the fact, a general doesn't like the fact that they're double dipping, they're getting their retirement that they earned, by the way. So now, basically said if you've been a state employee, you can't draw your retirement. You've earned it. You have a right. You earned it. You earned it by working. You didn't sit at home and do it. But more importantly, no matter what, you basically bullied them out. That's a big deal. And Mississippi, I think there's things we got to look at. Like even when we're looking at the last two senators, I mean, senators last couple ones have been appointed, and then they stayed in office after their appointment. Now they were smart, but they didn't get there the first time by winning a primary. They were chosen.
Well, there's a lot of power out there from time to time that gets used and abused. Appointment or no appointment. People find their way in and people find their way out. Right. Can I leave it at that?
I don't care. Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna leave it at that.
I'm just saying. I don't know the deets, so I'm just saying. I personally.
I just think those are big things.
It is.
More so than anything, just the initiative getting turned over. Just, hey, the vote of the people got overturned. I think that's the big story.
Definitely.
Over the initiative itself, because there's some people don't agree with it, but it's that part that's alerting.
Referring to specifically what it was, but so much as, like you said, the voice of the people feel like they weren't heard.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. That's rough. It's a rough deal.
So, it's always something. It's always kind of like Israel and Palestine. Now that's a real deal. It's been going on for quite some time now. It's escalated rather quickly over the past week or two or three, probably longer than that before we get, major headlines of it. Yeah. But, Israel and Palestine is one of those topics that you can always kind of see regardless of what news affiliate you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's so much as the preacher's kid, the way I was raised, and how we always kind of took note of that sort of thing. And when I was talking to Matt about it earlier, we were just kind of discussing why all the fighting, man? Like, what's really going on? What's the fighting about?
Yeah,
I don't specifically know, other than we were talking about it and we were discussing some land.
Yeah,
and it has a lot to do. And so Palestine's trying to claim land. Israel's saying it's always been ours. Is that kind of the gist of it?
Well, it's sort of like back and forth, and like, oh, it's our land, or no, we deserve this, and they're going back and forth.
Or no, it's always been ours.
It's
Well, Israel stands on the fact that God gave this to us.
That's right.
And so, and then other countries have come in and tried to negotiate peace by getting them to hey, for peace, take this portion of your land and as a peace offering.
Yeah.
And again, without totally, I don't want to be inaccurate in the history of it. Clearly we just know it has not worked.
It has
in Israel,
not.
There's a part that's like, no, they feel like there's a God-given, hey, God gave us that. We're actually in disobedience to God by giving away what he gave us, you know,
and they were never really given, so Israel became a nation May 14th, 1948.
In a day.
The UN gave them their own land.
Partitioned that land by the UN and was probably never really the land that technically all belonged to them. So
by history.
I'm not saying I don't know exactly border locations or whatever, but so kind of explain to me, help me understand. You're a lot smarter guy than I am. So the significance of Israel Palestine for a believer and the significance there, where it ties into, I don't want to get too deep into right
and like how long, like how
a lot of people just see it as a news headline. They don't think twice about it. Now again, when I was brought up, that was a major thing. Now could it be the more conservative aspect of, hey, take note, this is a sign of the end times? Again, not getting into that because it's rather lengthy and detailed, but could you say that that's a true statement?
Well, yeah, it absolutely is a true statement. You can't take that out of it. That's in the equation. It's like, you can't take the sweet out of honey. It's part of it, you know. So the biblical portion, the end times portion, the reason that a country, you're talking about a sliver of land, that anything happens there and it's worldwide news. There's no other country that has that. I mean,
that's exactly right.
You know, so it's huge. And when these reports happen, you know, the bombings, or at least even the I mean, on every side they are surrounded by an enemy that wants to annihilate them. It's not just a matter like it's like annihilate.
They want to wipe them off.
Wipe them out. Like that's different. Like we're not talking about, you know, like that's like want to annihilate them. And so it's difficult. I think when we talk from Christians, we've always in our nation again we've stood with Israel because there's covenant promises. I mean, there's real promises as a believer. You know, we talk about where the Lord talks about that people that align themselves against Israel, that you basically align yourself against him.
Thank you.
Big stuff. I mean,
and I'll be honest,
I'm not really into being an enemy of God.
When I read those trolls on the internet who go to town and start just flat out bashing the people of Israel. Yeah. I mean, I'm very quick to just be like, it kind of irritates me because with that one statement you just said there about aligning yourself. But then again, it's just people don't know.
Well, I think we have to understand
they don't know.
Every action that Israel takes is not right either.
Okay. True.
So,
then they've had their hit.
So we have to be honest. Like it's not like every action that Israel takes is not a right action or a just
There's
action.
A lot
not
of
everyone.
Stories in the Bible you can read that.
Right. And you have to remember you have to remember we're talking about a nation also that God punished, that he dealt with. Now he said, I'll deal with them. You don't touch him, which is like, you're kind of like, don't spank my child.
That hits on another level, don't it?
So you got to understand, like, so the Lord's dealing with, there's things, so it's not saying that every action.
Fair enough.
So my interaction, I guess the best way I can explain was like an interaction I had down in, I guess it was in Los Angeles. I was pretty sure it was all, and I went in and I went into the store, and I'm assuming the gentleman that would own the store was of Palestinian descent. You know, he may have been Iranian. I can't remember.
Arab.
So he was, you know, he may have been Iran, from Iran or Iraq, you know, or Persian descent. Sure. So anyway, so I bought a mug with the Israel flag. I was buying it as a gift for a friend, and so I grabbed it and I was there. And he said, "Well," he said, "So you support Israel?" I said, "Well, yeah." I was like, yeah." And he said, "So he said, so you must hate me because I'm Arab." And I said, "I don't hate you at all.
Yeah.
I don't hate you for any reason." And there's kind of, and so it kind of alerted me like, oh my goodness, you know, like there's this
real dynamic
that was there, that's really there. Yeah. And so, and then from there, like when I actually went to Israel, you know, and I think it's 2016 we went, or 2017, can't remember when we went to Israel, you know, it was, it just opened your eyes. Like you see it, and there's not, you know, there's no, you know, Israel's not going around like hating Palestinians or like that. A lot of the hostilities that we saw were around them toward Israel, but not necessarily, you know, the other way around. I think as a believer, you know, that our desire, like Scripture says, that it's God's desire that no one should perish. So a believer has to be really careful that in your support of Israel, you forget that still it's God's desire still that no one should perish, including the enemies of Israel. You know that hey, we're supposed to still be reaching out to them, and that just because someone is Lebanese or Palestinian or they may not necessarily have an issue with Israel or Jews, that there are terrorist organizations, Hamas, terrorist organizations that are launching these, it's not the everyday citizen that has a rocket launcher that's trying to launch into Israel to destroy, I took out my Jewish, quota. No, there's terrorist organizations that have one purpose, and that is to annihilate, rid the earth, they'll say, of these people, some of the names that they use. So it's complicated in that respect. As a country, though, as a Judeo-Christian, we'll say America, we've aligned ourselves with Israel. I think that is the right position. In the same way, align ourselves with Israel doesn't put us at odds with other Palestinians or a race of people. We are at odds with terrorist organizations. I mean, we're not for that. No. So
we don't stand for that.
But that's part of it. So that's where that I don't know what we call it, juxtaposition. I'm not sure what you would call that right word would be, but that's where that conflict is, and it's complicated. And then, man, Israel, like the intensity of their military, I mean,
ain't no joke.
Don't you
have to join at 18 or 16?
You do,
like
yeah.
That?
Oh yeah, men and women. Wow,
they gotta.
Let me tell you,
really,
they don't joke. They don't play. They don't joke. Yeah. It's real life. Like there's things we joke about still that it's not funny to them, at all. So when we were going to the airport to leave out of Tel Aviv to fly back, and our tour guide told us, she said, you all, when you get there, she said, you all are Americans and you're in a good mood. She said, I just want to warn you. She's like, don't joke. Like, Americans have a good sense of humor, so they kind of want to joke about stuff. She goes, don't joke about things like that. Those people they aren't joking. And when they ask you questions, don't joke. You look them straight in the eye and you answer the question and don't joke. And so, and again, Americans they're kind of thinking that. So I remember, and I will never forget it, went up to the airport and this gentleman walked here, saw my passport, saw written. He walked right up to me and he looked me right in the face and he got this close. Has anyone given you anything to transport into this airport? Has anyone asked you to carry something for or put anything in your bag? And you better look and you better answer quick and you better look him in the eye and you better say no and he better believe you, because the second he doesn't, he's going to deal with you and it's not good. And they don't care how long it takes. They're not trying to get you on that plane. At that point, when there's an issue of safety, you'll stay over there till they're ready to deal with you. And I'm telling you, they don't joke and they don't play. They don't want your American humor. These people die.
Did you give a convincing answer?
I don't play. Because I don't. Those things aren't funny to me.
I thought he was asking you specifically.
He did.
Oh no. So
I'm here. Clearly, I gave a good answer.
I'm glad.
No. I'm on. No. And but it was so intense. His intensity level was, it was no joke. He was intense. He was not playing. He was looking at your eyes. He's checking out to see if you're telling the truth. And that's it. He wasn't playing. It was really something. So you just looked at people that they realize it's a life and death situation every day. Yeah. It's probably the closest thing we get to those that are not in law enforcement. That it was real. You talk about the things that Israel has seen as far as terrorist attacks, and you have to remember, they've had helicopters blown up with Olympic athletes on. Yeah. Real stuff.
Real stuff.
So yeah,
real stuff.
So this conflict is real, and you're going to see it play out, and it's amazing how what happens with Israel, for anyone, and which people don't believe in a God, but it's amazing what happens with Israel makes worldwide news.
And it will until time is no more.
Yeah.
It always has. It always has. It always will.
But it just makes no sense for that little strip of land where there are countries that are
and some of
4 times
this may be the first time you've ever heard that, but just watch.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, it's real stuff. Always makes
anything, the eyes of the world watch Israel.
Yeah, that's true. It's really true.
They really do. And a lot of eyes this fall will be watching Trevor Lawrence throw TDs to Tim Tebow.
Is that in like on Madden?
You don't think that's going to happen?
Is Tebow going to be a starter?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Why wouldn't he be a starter? I mean, a lot of people are saying he's going to get this job because of his buddy who's the coach. So why wouldn't he be starting?
He played a quarterback for like so many years.
The man, he could play any position. Look, he can go play baseball and come out there and catch TDs, or he could throw one to himself.
In baseball?
Yeah.
I'm saying he could play baseball and then pull a Dion and then go play football and then, or
he
vice
played
versa.
Minor league baseball.
Yeah,
that's more than I played.
Well, that's not professional.
Well, it's almost.
It's like saying
he didn't get to play professional because he was a Christian.
He was good.
Is that really why?
I'm sure it is. The media took that and they spun it up into the best little ball they could. And they were
because there are no other Christians that are playing professional sports.
And they probably weren't displaying
there are none
beliefs as strongly as he was either.
Oh, so there's none that show their beliefs as strong as him.
I didn't say none.
Well,
I didn't say none.
If it kept him out because he was a strong believer, then there must be other strong believers that they kept out.
I think that had an effect on the way he was portrayed 100%.
I think he portrayed himself that way, but I think people made a football decision.
I think people didn't like it, and so they had to make a stink about it. Whether his skills were there or not, maybe he didn't get the opportunity. I mean, I think there's a lot of players in all major league sports that probably shouldn't be there. I don't know.
Well, I think we see it in the draft every year. There's a lot of players that are drafted that don't pan out.
They don't.
They were great college players. They're not great professional players. I don't know. I mean, I didn't follow his career enough. I do know he won that touchdown game against Pittsburgh as a Denver quarterback, and
all I remember really is they talked about how bad his release was, how long it was, and how long it took him to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I mean, did he run that much in college? I mean, I know he ran a lot.
Like the college game, the freshman game.
I know they're completely
nowadays, different. They're very similar.
Yeah. Okay.
Back when Tim Tebow hasn't played in 10 years.
It's been the game has changed.
A lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
A lot.
Does he have hands for the tight end position?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We don't.
I'm
know
really
that.
just playing devil's.
Nobody knows.
I just
really
think it'd be great. I mean, here's a guy. He's just, he's really done it all. I mean, why not catch a TD as a tight end for whoever? That'd be
if
superb.
He can, they will have pulled off a steal.
I'm the same guy saying I think Brett Favre should come back too, though. So because he can play, throw the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
He could throw the ball harder than some quarterbacks that are playing right now.
But
nice. Let's bring Chipper Jones back while we're at it.
That'd be awesome.
Let's bring Chipper back.
That would be great.
Yeah, because he doesn't. He's not. Yeah.
He doesn't
Chipper's
age
awesome.
either.
All I'm saying with Tim Tebow is I think people were upset. Like he got worked up. Like, oh, he's taking a roster spot. Well, he hasn't even been signed to the roster yet, so he's not taking a spot. He's getting an opportunity. Some people are upset because they feel like there are guys that are like 1 and 2 years removed from the league that are skilled that don't even get a call back to go after that. And I think they're upset by that. That he has that. But his celebrity probably has gotten him that, and that's fine.
Do we really think the tie with him and Urban is also an additional?
It's got to be because
no
other team even
what do you
looked at
think?
him.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying. I like to hear it, man. It doesn't matter
to me. People are responding. I don't know if they can. Go ahead. What do you think?
I don't think any other teams were looking at him.
I don't think they were either. I think Urban likes him.
I
think it's a pre-coaching position.
I honestly thought the guy would never play. I mean, like really any sport again. And then I'm looking at my phone and it's like, oh, what?
Well, like I said, he's going to try out, or at least he gets a workout or opportunity at tight end. Now, in all fairness,
crazy.
Here's in all fairness. 10 years ago, This is exactly the way that teams that's the exact position that teams wanted him to play 10 years ago, and he refused. 10 years ago, they said,
come play tight end.
Come play tight end.
No, I'm QB.
He's all, I'm a QB.
I'm QB. I don't know if you saw him. National champion, QB.
I'm just saying.
Heisman Trophy winner, QB.
They said that 10 years ago. So now, 10 years later, the light has come on like,
hey, I'm a tight end.
Hey, they were like looking at how he's built. I mean, I heard someone describe, they said that his legs are massive.
Yeah, so it remind me a lot of mine.
His legs are massive.
Yeah, we got the same trunks down there.
I mean, they're all like, he's built to be a tight end, you know. But I mean, I don't analyze NFL talent, but I mean, they know a certain body type. So I do it fantasy football. That's why because I've been the champion
2 years in a row.
No, I went up back to back. Last year, Josh Pugh got lucky and won.
I know.
And then what I'm going to love is this year, supposedly. Bradley Smith is going to try and join the adult league.
I'll come in too.
Are you? Awesome. Yeah, Brad's going to join the adult league, and so he's been playing fantasy football just between him and Ashley, and he's been winning. But now
she beats me all the time. So
he gets to join the gentleman's league.
I'm gonna come
this should be like it'll be my 4th year in fantasy football.
Is it okay? Yeah. All right. Well, we're excited. Hey, look, we don't play it. God, we hey. It's real championship at stake.
Have you ever done a draft with like individual defensive players other than teams?
No, I can't do that. I don't have the patience. I can't do it. Did you do that?
The leagues that I'm in, we've been doing it.
I can't. It's a lot. Brad, you wouldn't even do that, would you?
Do what?
Like the individual defensive player draft?
I don't think so. That's probably way too much time required.
It's a lot.
I'm probably just going to let the computer select all my players, man. And then I'm just going to beat you with the team selected by the computer.
What you're going to do?
And I'm just going to sit back and be
love it.
Hand me my belt when you get it ready.
Someone has gotten confused with their golfing game, like on like computers.
You know, they got the fantasy golf stuff.
Yes.
You got fantasy for anything.
They do.
Yeah.
Which golf, the PGA Championship starts Thursday. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I choose not to get into this with you because we have a destiny with Top Golf.
Ooh, I'm ready. I am ready. It could be another Brad loses another bet, or it could be Brad redeems himself.
It could be Brad redeems himself, but I really doubt it.
I mean, I still got to cash in on the first bet. I don't know if I want to lose another time. But I'm going to say, I trust my skill level there at the Top Golf.
You don't want to be known as the magician Hocus Chocus.
I will not be known as the Greg Norman Hocus Chocus. Sorry, Greg.
You don't want that to happen. But hey, so Top Golf is waiting on us. But that needs to be a men's. He would play.
No, I play like mini golf. That's the only thing.
It's a lot of fun.
If you like mini golf,
it is a lot of fun.
Top Golf will have you burning one of the middle courses down because it is so much fun.
It really is.
It puts together all stuff. It's food. It's basic arcade.
It's arcade. It's like kind of like bowling meets mini golf meets so good. Arcades.
You would love it. Last time we were in Orlando, me and the family went and we had a blast.
Well, we just
from the baby up, like we had a great time. Of course, Daddy won. Daddy still won because he let everybody know who the champion in the Hill House is. So, which how that goes. So
you enjoy that.
I'm looking forward to
calling me out.
Hey, look, hey. Yeah. I have Smith for ribeyes, okay? I'm grilling you. Okay, I'm grilling you both sides.
Ain't gonna be much meat there, but I'm just saying. I will take you down.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
I don't even know how you could think you could be like the Top Golf wizard.
I just have Top Golf wizard. I just have to meet you.
Okay.
That was it. All
right. Well,
now we're not going out on 18 holes. No. You coming into my world.
That's fine too.
You coming in my world.
I would rather beat you in your world.
There's one part of that's about you. Clubs. The rest of it's all my world. The rest of it, lights and distraction and driving it.
I embrace that.
Oh, here we go. So anyway,
it just takes my game to the next level.
Does it? Okay, man. Well, look, hey, all I'm saying is, don't become a magician, hocus chocus. I don't want to hear nothing when it happens.
Greg Norman of '96. I promise.
I don't want to hear nothing about it because when it happens,
at all,
it's on like Donkey Kong.
All right, last thing, and I need your honest opinion on it. I don't know if it's Wednesday or Thursday, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm giving you permission to do so. Golden State and Los Angeles Lakers have to play each other in the play-in tournament. Wednesday. How are we feeling about this matchup? Because from everything I see, I don't really care either one. But they're like,
you don't care about either one because winners are involved.
And
the
then
championships.
They're like, LeBron,
as a Georgia fan, you don't care about
the haters on with the way he's been playing. So what in the world is going to happen? It's a battle. This is the championship, right?
No, it's not championship, but it's horrible. First of all, how the Lakers dropped into this play-in scenario. Now,
as an 8 seed or 7 seed?
7 seed. LeBron said, I'm not allowed to call him that because he's won a championship for Los Angeles. LeBron
with an asterisk.
No asterisk. LeBron said that he thought whoever came up with it should be fired. Now, I have to say, I do not like the fact that the Lakers are in the 7th position. I do have to say, as a fan, it's pretty exciting stuff. The 1-game play-in is kind of cool.
1 game?
It's 1 game.
What happens if you lose?
Sudden death.
Out.
Forever?
Well, just out this year. It's not like relegation. It's in like the Premier League. So it's
this year.
But
that seems like forever when you have to sit and watch all the other games.
So 7, 8, 9, and 10 play a 1-game playoff to play into it.
I did not realize it was 1 game.
It's 1 game.
I'm excited now.
It's so cool. That's why I know they hate it. It really is exciting as a fan.
Like the
it would have been more exciting for me if the Lakers were the 1 seed. However, they're not. So this is to think that it could come down to 1 game and they're against Steph Curry.
They are against Steph Curry.
However, and
you
Drummond,
got a lot of friends who are Golden State Warrior fans, aren't you?
Of course, no,
we're not gonna mention any names.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like wondering what's happening there. So
it's a play-in tournament. So that means you win, you keep going. But how many games is the total tournament? I guess there's 10. 10.
Are there 10 tournaments?
Not 10 tournaments, but whoever wins from Golden State and the Los Angeles Lakers will have to play on in another game before they can make it to the playoffs. Is that how that works?
No, it's the playoffs. It's a play. Well, it's a play into the.
What are we playing into?
It's like a wild card game.
Like a wild card game.
Okay.
So, which you know a lot about as a Braves fan.
I know a lot of heartbreak.
So the Lakers, which I need to be not laughing because it is against Steph Curry, and I don't think Anthony Davis is he playing?
What?
I don't follow basketball too closely.
Okay, so I think so again, if it came down to 1 game, would you ever vote against LeBron or Steph? I would not vote against LeBron James.
What network is playing this on TV? Because all I know is they're going to score some ratings for that one, even it being NBA. Also, I see myself scratching myself. I'm not tweaking or anything, guys. I got sunburn, and now it's starting to itch. So it's like every now and then I'll get a scratch.
It's not Blake Moss.
I don't know what that means. But usually I do tan really well. I just didn't have a good base coat on, and so I got a little too much sun the first time, and so now it's like kind of itching, a little scratching. I don't know, there'd be a distraction, so
all right,
I wanted to inform you all of it. Look at the NBA.
Wednesday, Lakers Warriors will be on ESPN. Both games will be on ESPN. Spurs against the Grizzlies.
The Spurs
on ESPN as well.
Really cool seeing little Timmy into the Hall of Fame this past weekend with Kevin and Kobe.
That's it.
A lot going on there.
Not
I like
sure.
You like Timmy's little dreads he's rocking nowadays?
I didn't even see it. I saw a clip of Vanessa, Kobe's wife, giving her speech, but I didn't even see the other ones. I saw a little bit of Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
I flipped it, but I didn't even see Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Man, I used to hate the Spurs.
Well, I didn't hate them because the Lakers beat them. So I didn't really have to hate them.
I'm just saying.
Like you hate the Cardinals.
Sure.
Why?
Because they have to beat the Braves. I said that just for you.
Well, it's truth. You have to tell the truth.
Always beat them. I mean, they didn't win it all either last year.
Hey, the Braves beat the Cardinals last year.
That's true, they did.
They have a chance to this year.
We were talking about their standings and how they have a losing record.
What standings were we talking about? Were we talking about baseball standings?
Yeah. Did you see Miami's throwback unis? That they news just came out. You need to check it out.
Miami who?
The baseball club.
The Marlins?
Yes.
They have what they were, the original Florida Marlin winners?
I think it's a nod to I don't want to get it wrong. Maybe a Cuban baseball team or
okay, all I'm going to do, let me just go
Come on, let's look at it together.
Let me just go over here to these standings.
Go look at it.
All I know, now the Cardinals used to have the best record in the National League, but they ran into the Padres and lost. Got swept, I think.
News.
Is that what happened?
Let's see.
So now they're 2 above Milwaukee. Milwaukee always gives St. Louis problems. I can't stand Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
But best record in league. Oh, Boston.
The Red Sox.
The Red Sox.
Well, Oakland. No, it's not true. Boston and Oakland look like they're tied for best record.
Man, I can't find it. You'll find it though.
Marlin throwback uniform.
Not this uniform, because I know you like the uniform stuff.
Were you on Instagram?
I don't remember where it was. No.
If you're on Instagram, go to usually what'll happen is there's a site I follow called Uniswag.
Uniswag.
Yeah, and they kind of have everybody.
You need swag. Yeah. I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
Let's see here.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, there it is. Right there. See,
right there. Right there.
They cover it. They'll have it. These orange
Sugar Kings.
The City Connect uniform.
You like
Cuban
that.
Sugar King. I haven't seen it. Let's see what it is first.
Well, it's cool nonetheless.
Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Let me look and see.
I let you.
The Sugar King. Look at that. Oh, nice.
Look at that.
With that, other big news out of Miami.
Tell them.
The Heat announced that they are retiring their Miami Vice uniforms.
Why?
I don't know. Now look, you're asking too many
They
questions.
should have made some long sleeve versions so they could roll them up, or no, not roll them up, push them up kind of halfway.
Again,
like the Miami Vice days of the jackets that you pushed up like that. That would have been cool, man.
They're gonna retire their Miami Vice uniforms.
Well,
do you remember what they were?
The neon pink and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did like those.
So they are retiring those.
Looking at me like I didn't know what it was gonna be, son. I tell you, it's gonna rain. You better put your bucket out. That's about it, man. That's a lot of information to digest that we all gave you. But
all right, baseball. Since you're on baseball,
let's talk baseball.
I'm just saying, just last thing on baseball that's
pro.
hurting my heart.
I could have, but my elbow started hurting.
Albert Pujols signed with the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's a great fit for him. I do. I kind of feel like that's where he should have been all along.
How can you say that when he doesn't even play? Like, it should be American League because at least he could DH.
I don't know. I just think his name will look cool in that jersey.
No, you're just trying to be
I really do.
No.
Like Rodriguez.
No.
Pujols.
No, not in blue. Pujols looks good in red letters.
Good. Well, of course, to you, it looks spectacular.
I think to him, he's worn red letters like his whole career.
Well, then why is he going to L.A.?
I don't know. Because they cut him.
That's a good reason.
The Angels cut him, and so now he's like, nope, I'm going to the other L.A. team.
Ooh, here's to you.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
That's right. Angels in the outfield.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so Pujols is going to be a Dodger.
Trolley Dodger.
Easy. You remember it.
Oh, that reminds me of something. I wanted to tell you this like three or 4 weeks ago, but I kept forgetting that I took notes during the sermon, and that's kind of a big deal.
Oh,
I wanted to share that with you.
To the
I always listen.
All right, okay.
But there was that time when I told you I didn't, and you were like, I'm just saying.
I just asked a question.
So
running the projector was easy yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Matt.
Just one slide the whole entire time.
Matt Nichols. That was it.
Very good. That does make it a little easy.
That was the one vacation they get from Pastor James. Enjoy that one slide because you got 20 coming back.
You got 20 coming back. Coming up soon.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us as always on Monday night at 6 p.m. So we hope that you will find us on all your podcasting platforms and also on YouTube. And trying to think. That's subscribe there, and you can also find us on Facebook, obviously, and Rewatch too. But that's about it. Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
That's it. Congratulations, Matt.
Congratulations, Matt.